Yes, and welcome back to the Celtic Unrestricted View. My name is Ryan Clifford, and today we're joined by a transfer expert, Giannis from Greece. Giannis, how are you? Hope you're well, and thanks for taking time out to talk to me today. That us now?
Oh, well, okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, mate, Giannis from Greece. Thanks for coming on, Giannis. It's been really good to get in contact with you and get you on the show. Obviously, know more about Lewis Palma, who's been linked, and obviously you're the Greek transfer expert on Twitter as it now stands, mate. So how are you? Hope you're well, and I hope you're enjoying the Greek weather.
Yeah, we have a hot summer as always here in Greece. You know, for many months. It's not an August issue. It's about 4 or 5 months of summer. And have you ever been in Greece?
I've been in Malia in Greece.
Ah, okay.
But that was a party holiday.
So yeah, I hope you come again.
Yeah, it was really warm. So I can understand the heat's very, very warm compared to Glasgow. It's quite dull, even though it's August. It's quite dull. So we've really got the sunglasses and the sun cream out.
Even I prefer the Scots weather.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not the summerist guy. You know, I prefer a little bit rain. You know, things like that.
I think I'm the opposite. I love the heat. So, but how are you? Hope you're well, mate. And thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Like I said, obviously Lewis Palma, he's been linked to Celtic. It's only really been back in Glasgow. It's only been the last few days. When was the first you heard of it? I know as it stands, is it just a bid at the moment, or is it a bit more in talks than just a bid?
Well, as in every transfer, you know, there are some things to do. As we speak right now, his club, Aris Thessaloniki, have 2 offers, one from Celtic, one from a non-European club, and also they have a concrete interest from another non-European club. So there are 3 clubs who are really, really interested in Palma. There were many clubs during the summer transfer period, and before. It was from May that the clubs contacted Aris and expressed their interest about Palma. But during the summer transfer period, a lot of clubs were linked to and contact Aris about Palma. Well, it's not a surprise for us. You know, he came in Greece in January 2022. From his first games, his first matches, he shows that he can do some special things here. Except the 4 other big clubs, Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, AEK and PAOK, we can say that Palma is the best player in the league, except the players of these top 4 clubs. You know, he's a modern winger and he's a good player. So as we speak, Aris has on the table 2 offers and a third concrete interest from a non-European club. The European club that are interested highly for him are Celtic. They made the offer. It's about 4 million euros. Is an offer close to Aris' demands. Aris answered the response to everyone in June that they want 5 million euros. But of course, in the end of August, and as we are more close to the end of the transfer period in September, because now we have only 15-16 days at the end of the transfer period, about Greece, of course, I mean. It will not be a surprise to have a deal at 4 or plus bonuses, you know, things like that in the transfer. So I think Celtic's offer is really good. It's really close to Aris' demands, and but of course, if a transfer not become official, you cannot do a lot of. You cannot say much. Transfers are really difficult things. You know, things are changing from hour to hour, not from day to day, from hour to hour. But we can say that Celtic is have already done some good work and about this transfer. For sure, Palma wants to continue playing in Europe. This is something that we have to keep in mind. He wants to continue playing in Europe, and of course, Celtic are playing in the Champions League, and this is something very special for any player. And of course, we speak about one of the biggest clubs in Europe, also, and all these things, are in favorite for Celtic. But we have to see. Our last information are that he will not be in the squad for the match on Sunday. They played against Lamia in Lamia, Greek city, and probably he will not be in the squad. It's not 100% confirmed, but probably he will not be in the squad because of the transfer, and something that shows us that we are in the last episodes of this transfer.
Obviously, at Celtic, we lost Jota, who was a very good player, very talented, and he's away to Saudi Arabia now. So we have been looking for what you would call a typical winger to kind of replace Jota, because Jota was very good. He scored goals, he assisted, he got the fans off their seat. Would Luis Palma be that sort of player who would very good in the ball, very quick, tricky, and can get a goal and assist?
Yeah, I think he's. I can say he's an old-style winger, but with modern perspective. He's the player that he likes to have the ball in his feet and to go 1 versus 1, to make some dribbles, to make some goals, some special goals. Maybe you have seen a goal from a corner kick last season against Olympiacos in Thessaloniki. It was, really nice goal. He scores from fouls also. But he can play also behind the striker as an attacking midfielder. But his favorite position, and the position that we saw to make some good things, is a winger, left winger. Even if he's not left-footed, he's right-footed. But he plays as a left winger. So we can say that he has the old style. Have the ball, make some dribbles, and score goals. Of course, if Celtic manage to sign him, he has to make a development at his tactical view, because to play in Greek league, and after that to play in the Champions League, it's an unbelievable step up. It's a different galaxy. So he has to improve his tactical view inside the game, to make some more passes, to play more for the team, because he likes to make some things on his own. And in Champions League, things like that are not very, very, in the tactical view of any manager and every team. But I think he is a player that he can score goals, and he can make some assists, and he can make some beautiful dribbles, and make Celtic fans feel nice. Jota was a great player. I like him. I saw him, because we watched the Scottish Premier League here because of the players from Greece or from Greek league who were there, and he was a wonderful player. And I don't know if Palma can replace Jota, but for sure he has some potentials. And Brendan Rodgers is a great manager, and I think he can make him fit in the club and in the team, of course.
Like you said as well, he's only 23 as well, so he's still quite young. He is a winger. Like you said, I didn't know he was right-footed, so that's quite. He's adaptable that way as well. I think last season it was 13 goals and 8 assists and 36 appearances, so he can score goals, he can assist. This year I think it's 5 games and 2 goals, 3 assists, so he started the season well as well. So at Celtic, Giannis, I think he will do well in terms of if he wants to be on the ball, because obviously you've watched Celtic, you've watched Scottish football. Celtic have been the champions for a while. They have been a dominant team. They are dominant in the league, and they do have the ball a lot. Do you think that will suit his game, but on the ball, but on the front foot all the time?
Yeah, well, his statistics are really good. Yeah, he has more than 50 matches with Aris in this 1.5 season that he's here, and he scored 17 goals. He had 11 assists. He was really good in the Greek league. He didn't have many experience in European matches, but he has 8 appearances in Conference League with Aris. So he has some small experience in Europe, but okay, yeah, it's something good. It's something to start with. And as you said, yeah, Celtic is 100% dominant club and team in the Premier League. They want to have the ball, and Palma will help them with this. To make spaces and to assist and to keep the opponent inside their area and to make some difficult circumstances for their defense. And of course, we can say that if Celtic manage to sign him, it will be good also for the Champions League because maybe Celtic will find some more areas and more space to move, in the transition game from defense to offense. And with Palma, if he has the ball from at this transition moment from the defense, he can make even on his own some good things for Celtic. So I think it will be something good for the Scottish Premier League. With the opponents that they're playing massively defense against Celtic. But also it will be a good sign for the Champions League and the space that Celtic will have and the different style that they will have to take in the Champions League and at these games. As you said, he's only 23, and he's only 1.5 years in Europe in the Greek league. We are not one of the top leagues in Europe, so it will be great to see him, to watch him playing to make a step up at his career. I think it was his goal when he came. He said that. Of course, he didn't say that I came here to live, but for every player, it's really nice to be an ambitious player and to play in one of the prestigious clubs in Europe, like Celtic. And it will be great, and it will be really, really interesting for us to watch him playing in Champions League level. It will be really, really interesting.
Like you said, he's obviously very good going forward, attacking play, making goals, assists. How is he defensive-wise? Obviously, I've only seen wee clips of him and stuff and read some articles about. I don't really know how good defensively. How is he quite okay at tracking back and defending, or is he better more forward than you're leaving the defending to the fullback?
I think this is one of the issues that he would have to improve a lot because he has some issues at this type of the game. He's not a good helper for his defender. It was something that in Aris Saloniki wanted him to be better. The problem with Aris it was that they had a lot of managers in this 1.5 years, 1.5 season that Palma is in the team. So he didn't work with one manager or two managers, to make him improve in this tactical style of view, to help his defender, things like that. Alan Pardew was also in Aris at this period. There are a lot of managers, so Aris didn't find a style of play that and one style of play, to play like that and help the players to be better and better from this tactical view. So I think Rodgers will have to improve him at least to help his defender more. But I think it's something that he knows that. We talk and we discuss about these things now, but I think managers and all the department in big clubs like Celtic they have good knowledge about these things. And if Palma come to Celtic, they will work in these things, to be better and better in their tactics.
I can understand that as well. With different managers coming in, it must be hard for players to get to feel grips to the manager's asking and get the tactical side and the transitions, etc. It must be hard for the players to adapt that, knowing that the manager might be away again soon. So, is that something that happens often in Greece, or is it just when they're not doing well, they kind of switch managers to try and get a bit of success?
Well, it's yes, in Greece we have this phenomenon, to clubs to change managers a lot. But of course, we can say that it's a European phenomenon, not so much. In Greece, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more because the fans, put pressure almost every fans, especially in the top five clubs, Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, PAOK, AEK, and Aris, the fans, they cannot forgive even one game if you lose. So they want their team to win. And Aris didn't find the formula with one manager in the last couple or 3 years, because in the last 2-3 years they made some great effort with a lot of players coming in, a lot of money, some well-known players who didn't play, really well in Greece. They didn't manage to adapt with Greek league, like Servinho was to Aris, or Andre Gray is now in Aris, but he's not playing. There are some well-known players, and they didn't manage to play in the league. So it's the same thing with the managers. They come here and they're trying to pass their ideas, and they don't have a lot of time. So we saw this phenomenon in Olympiacos, for example, last season. Which is a club playing Champions League and Europa League, and they changed a lot of managers during the season. So I think it was a problem for Aris, especially, and this problem goes to the players also. It's very difficult to change managers every 2 or 3 months, and to see someone new coming and trying to bring some new ideas in the team, how to play, how to make practice. So it was not very good for Aris and Luis Palma. But as I said before, Luis is a player that, he was a unique situation. If someone watches him playing, you can understand that he's a player who can be in a better level and a better team.
Because obviously, you mentioned players like Andre Gray and stuff, and they've not really done well so far. And obviously at Celtic, you have to win every game, and maybe similar to Greece, if you lose it or you draw, it's a disaster. So do you think Lewis will be it'll be adaptation to having to come and win, play every week to perform well at a high club, and obviously he's used to not winning games and the fans or the board, etc., getting on the team's back. So do you think he's used to the pressure? Come to Celtic, he'll fit in right. He'll fit in very well at Celtic, but by all accounts, if he's used to that in Greece.
Well, if you play for a team like Celtic, you know that the pressure is also very high, especially in Scotland. As you said, you cannot lose or draw any game. You have to win every game. So, and in the end, to win the league and the cup, and to do something really good in Europe. So, if you play for a club like Celtic, which are the circumstances. What you have the fans to expect some really great things for you. And I think he knows about the pressure he will have to be every day. Of course, every player is a different personality, and it's difficult for some to adapt. For some others, it's easier. We saw Barca's situation. For me, my personal opinion is that he's a great goalkeeper. And we saw that his performances in Netherlands are great. Now with Utrecht, and he was great in Greece, but he didn't manage to do anything in Celtic. He didn't manage to adapt, the style of play, or maybe in the country, in the city. There are a lot of things that you have to keep in mind with the player. In the other hand, is how a player managed to play with this pressure. To have his mind 100% focused on what he has to do. So Palma is a strong personality. You can see that inside the game, because I don't know him. We don't speak, but you can see his personality. We speak with people who know him inside the team. And for a club like Aris, he's a leader, inside the game, and he wants to make his players even better and better, and to give his team a victory. So I think he's a strong personality, and of course he maybe has to learn the language, because this is also very important. Yeah. You have to understand what the manager is saying and what your teammates are saying, and but I think he he wants to succeed. So I think all these things are make me optimistic about his future if Celtic sign him.
Obviously, as well, I'm guessing that is he very good technically? Is he good off the ball? And at Celtic, I think we're lacking a bit of steel in the middle of the park. Not nastiness, but a bit of dig in the middle of the park. Is that something that Lewis could provide? Is he good in the tackle? Is he strong? Or is it more the technical side he's better and let the other guys kind of do that side of the game?
Yeah, he's better with the ball and not off the ball. As I said before, he's the old style winger with some modern perspectives. He wants to have the ball on his feet. And if you see some highlights, he's a player that he asks the ball all the time, have the ball on his feet. But I think all these things, Rodgers and his team will work, because it's very important in modern football to play off the ball also, to make the areas and the spaces for your teammates and your team, especially in attack. So it's very, very important to be better and better off the ball also. He's not very, very good off the ball. He's much, much better with the ball. But I think they will work at these things. It's, as I said before, he wants some tactical improvement, especially in a club like Celtic and especially in a Champions League level match. Also in a Scottish Premier League match. But I think this dominance that Celtic has in matches in Scotland pushes every player of Celtic to be good, in one game. Celtic players coming in the pitch with the mentality to win every game. So I think this pushes every player at the team to be at this level, at this mentality. But off the ball, things are at this, at this task that he has to take at his next team, to be better and tactical in some things, like we said before, with defending and to make some more areas of the ball for his teammates.
Because obviously you've watched Scotland before in the league with Celtic, obviously with Barkas, and obviously now with Palma maybe coming. Celtic do have to do a lot of attacking. A lot of teams defend a lot. They can put a lot of men behind the ball, and it can be hard to break through. And Celtic have got some quality players to play people down. Obviously, the Champions League side, we're still a wee bit away. Hopefully, we can improve in that. But do you think that's something Lewis could do for us? Unlock defences, unblock the low blocks, and play through the lines? Is that something Lewis would be adding to Celtic for?
Yeah, I think he's a player that he's now playing maybe a little more for himself in Aris, but if you play for Celtic, you have to play for your teammates. This is 100% true, and his ability and to make some good passes, because if someone watches at the highlights, his assists are really, really brilliant, and shows a player that he has an efficiency, football efficiency. He can do some smart things inside the area. So if a player is smart, this is an advantage for him, because football needs to be, football needs to be a player smart, to do some smart things inside the pitch. So I think, he will help Celtic, and it will be really, really interesting, because I'm reading also that Celtic has to make some transfers, some more transfers. About the defenders, they were injured. It's a huge problem for everyone. To have your starters defenders to be injured. So it will be really interesting to see how Rodgers will have to make some changes in the starting lineup. And if Palma will sign for Celtic, if he will be, at these changes and this new team, as we can say.
Would you then say that his main attributes that Celtic fans would look out for would be being on the ball, being that modern attacking winger, exciting on the ball, trying to make goals, trying to make assists? Would that really be the overall profile that Celtic fans would be, if he does sign, that would be what we're kind of look forward to seeing?
Yeah, I know that Celtic fans, they can adore a player if he if they see that the player is for the team and doing some great things for the team, because we know from Samaras how beloved he was in Celtic. And I think Palma, if he has all these vibes inside the pitch from the fans, because it's really different to play in a full stadium and with all the fans, pushing and cheering for your team. So I think, yes, he can do some really good things, with the ball and to score goal for sure. 100%. He's a good scorer. He's a good assist man. Technically he's good. This is for sure. So I think if he will adapt in the Celtic style of play, he will do some great things, and the fans will love.
Obviously, you mentioned Samaras. I love Samaras at Celtic. I thought he was very good. He had a few off games, but when he was on it was very good. Would you say, Giannis, that there's anything similar between the players, or are they totally different players?
Between Samaras and Palma?
Yeah.
No, they are different players. Different style of players. Yorgos was more. How can I say? He was more striker. He was a modern player. I liked the way he was playing. He was an unbelievable player. Unfortunately, he was injured and he didn't manage to have the career that he could have. He was a great player, great player, and I think he will cost a lot of money if he was playing at this period of time, and his market value would be really, really high. And Palma is not striker. As I said before, he had some matches playing behind the striker as an attacking midfielder. But it will be better for his team, to create for him spaces, because 1 versus 1 or maybe 1 versus 2 defenders, he's very good, to let him behind and with dribbles. If you are playing as an attacking midfielder, you have more opponents near you. You have the midfielders, defenders. So it's not very easy to make some dribbles. But of course, he has one of his advantages also is that he can pass with one pass, to make one pass when he has the ball, to make one pass. If he can see the striker, he can pass the ball really fast with just one pass. Take the ball and make one pass. This is to play fast in modern football is very important, and Palma has this skill.
I would say that's a very good attribute for Celtic if he can get the ball quick and play, because obviously by watching Celtic last season under Ange, we were very quick and relentless. I think now it's a wee bit different with Rodgers, a bit more possession-based, but still high intensity going forward. I think that would be kind of music to Celtic fans' ears. I think that would be a good attribute for Celtic fans to have and the team to have as well. So maybe that's something to look forward to if he does sign. I've got a good feel from chatting to you about him. Seems to be the modern kind of, maybe not the modern replacement for Jota, but a modern player to add to the style of play at Celtic. And obviously the last bit we all want to talk about, Giannis, is obviously Barkas. I thought when he signed, they would be very good. I liked him at Athens. He done well against Celtic for Athens, so I thought he was going to do well. For me, I think it was obviously the COVID thing. I think it was the COVID situation. I think that was a detriment to him at Celtic, and obviously couldn't go out and socialise, and I think that might have been a big thing. Do you think that's maybe the reason why he didn't perform? And obviously that season with Celtic, a lot of players didn't perform, so I don't really think it was him as well. He's went out to Holland, he's doing well. So do you think maybe that's really the full reason why, and maybe just one of the periods in his career where it just didn't work out?
It's all these things that you said. I think you said it perfectly, 100% perfect. Barkas is a great talent. His skills are really, really good in high level. But it's all these things that you said. If you live in another country and the COVID situation. You cannot socialize really well. It's a new country. The pressure is high. Of course, he was in AEK Athens, and he won the league. Also, the pressure is very high for in AEK. But the pressure it was a different style of pressure in Celtic. I don't know, and he didn't manage to keep it in his mind. Also, it was the money that Celtic gave to take him €5 million, 6 maybe with the bonuses. Makes more pressure to the players. Not only the football pressure, but it's also that you have in your mind that I'm a 6 million player. So 3-4 years ago, 6 million were much money. Maybe now we say, 6 million is not so much, but some years ago it's not was not the same. So it was all these things, and Barkas didn't manage to adapt in Celtic, never. But for me, it was unbelievable. I was really sad about that, because I thought that maybe Barkas could be Celtic goalkeeper for 10 years. To stay there, because when Celtic came and make the offer for Barkas, it was not the only team, the only club that were interested. There was really highly interested from France, from Ligue 1, top clubs. Clubs that they were in the position for number 7 to number 10 in France. So they are good clubs. And after that, he wanted to go to Celtic, because Celtic was a prestigious club, and the good players want to play for a club that wins titles and have a really enormous fan base. And so for me, I was really sad that Barkas didn't manage to go well in Celtic, and it was all these things that you said before. For me, he's a good goalkeeper, and I don't know if he make a good season with Utrecht. I don't know. Maybe he will have a transfer from a bigger club in Netherlands. I think he maybe we will see that. Of course, we have to say here that his mother is from Netherlands, so he speaks the language. It's maybe it's his second home country. So it's better for him to be in Netherlands than in Scotland. But it was very disappointing.
I think as well, it depends on your environment. Are you happy outside the football as well? For me, I think it was just that season for Celtic. It was, by all accounts, it's very public knowledge that it wasn't the best season for Celtic. So it was obviously not the best season for Barkas. But the fact that his mother was obviously from there, he knows the place well. So it's kind of an easy transition. The last bit I want to speak about, Giannis, is obviously the standard of the league. How's I don't really know much about Greek football. Is it I know Olympiacos, Athens, PAOK played Hearts yesterday. The standard seems to be okay in terms of some of the players. Some of the clubs are very high standard. Clubs have played in Europe a lot, and they've attracted some very good players, and they've a lot of good fees. How is the standard compared to the standard at Celtic? Is it maybe the pressure is very high in terms of the board and the fans, or is the standard the players and the clubs, is it a high standard, or is there better leagues in the world?
Well, in Greece we have we can say that we have 4 clubs. They are competing for the league. Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, AEK, and PAOK. Aris are behind them. It's the 5th team, as we can say, in the level. As you said, we have some good players with large fees, some good transfers. Clubs are paying a lot of money. It's a little bit strange, because in the last seasons in European competitions, Greek clubs didn't manage to have some good results. PAOK was in the quarterfinals of Conference League 2 seasons ago. But we were used to see the Greek clubs to go further and further in Europe. So we can say that we are a good league. We have lots of pressure from the fans. The fans believe that their club is the special club, the unique club. Is Olympiacos in Piraeus, Panathinaikos and AEK in Athens. AEK is the club that won the championship and the cup title last season, and they are now in the Champions League qualification also as Panathinaikos. So maybe we will have two clubs in Champions League group stage, which will be unbelievable. Olympiacos will be in the Europa League group stage. PAOK will be in the Conference League group stage. So because I think they beat Hartfield yesterday, I think it will be really difficult to lose. With 2 goals difference in Thessaloniki.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they are the better team than Hearts. So not because I'm Greek, but I think they're a better team. So I think it's a good league. It's a league fun to watch. I don't know. I know that it's not a priority for someone to watch Greek league, but the Greek derbies, because all these clubs, these 5 clubs, the derbies in Greece are high intensity, lot of pressure, fans are pressing. Players, having good games. So it's a fun to watch the Greek league.
Yeah, I have watched a bit. I wouldn't say I watch it all the time, but I've seen snippets of the Greek league. Obviously in Europe, you see Olympiacos and Celtic played Athens, and I thought Celtic were kind of unlucky. Obviously Barkas was in goals, and that's when I thought he was a good goalkeeper. Then he signed. I thought, okay, this is a decent transfer. But all in all, Giannis, I really appreciate you chatting to me. If the deal was to happen, obviously it might not be in the squad on Sunday. Do you think it may be done by maybe Tuesday or so? If that's the case, when about the start of next week?
We cannot say about the timeline of the transfer. Of course, if he will not be in the squad for the match on Saturday, this is a big sign. You can see that the transfer is in the final stages. So because they don't want to put him in the match, because of an injury. So I think he will not be in the squad for Sunday, and for sure the transfer in Celtic or another club, we hope Celtic, is in the final stages. But we will see. The next 3-4 days will be crucial. I think we will know for sure what will happen.
I'm hoping by talking to you now, I think it'd be a good signing for Celtic. I will do a bit more research myself on him and some more clips, but it does seem the type of winger that would get Celtic fans off their seat. It would probably add to the system that we want to do. We do want to replace Jota. I know you said it might not be Jota's replacement, but it would add to maybe the type of player Jota was, and I think that's really what we want. We just want somebody hard-working, somebody with technical, score goals and assists. So by all accounts, from what you're telling me, seems an ideal fit for Celtic in terms of the way he's playing. So, Giannis, I really appreciate you talking to me. I know you may be sweating there talking in the heat. It's nice and cold here. But again, Giannis, thanks for taking the time to chat to me. It's a good chat, knowledgeable chat as well. So take care, and I hope hopefully Palma signs and we can see him at Celtic. But take care, have a good weekend, Giannis, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care. Thank you.